Learners, I want to believe that you're still keeping safe at home. Today we are going to have an English lesson, and there are a number of things that we're going to discuss. And ideally, we're going to talk about homophones. I'm very sure that this is not the first time you are hearing about homophones. Now, homophones are words that sound the same but have different meaning. In other words, their pronunciation is almost the same, but they are different in meaning. I'm going to give some examples of homophones. One is advice with C and advice with S. Advice with C is a noun, and advice with S is a verb. How do we put them in sentence construction? I give an example in sentence form. We were given a golden piece of advice by our teacher. So advice in this case is with C. I move to advice with S as a verb. We were advised. We add a D. So here we should have an S. We were advised to work hard and moreover be disciplined. The same case applies when the word is in present progressive form, that is the present continuous form. We are going to have SING. The teachers have been advising us. SING. So we don't use CING, neither do we use CED. It is SING or SED. I think I've understood up to that point. Have you understood, my learners? I want to believe so. I move on to the next one, practice and practice. Practice with C and practice with S. The application is the same with the first case. This one is a noun, this one is a verb. I give an example. Practice makes perfect. In this other case, we have been practicing hard. So we are going to have an SING here. We have been practicing hard for the forthcoming football match. We had practiced hard before we played the match. We had practiced hard. SED. I think that one is very clear to all of us, isn't it? Very good. I move on to the next one, lie. Now we have lie, which applies in different aspects. Lie, number one, is to cheat, to deceive, to tell what is not true. For example, whatever you told me was a lie. The next one is to be in a horizontal position. When the armed robbers stormed into the room, they ordered us to lie down. So what did we do? We lay. So we have lie, being in a horizontal position, and we also have lie, to cheat, to deceive, or to tell what is not true. Am I understood up to that point, my lads? Very good. I move on now to the next one. Hang. We have hang, which means to suspend. For example, whenever you wash your clothes, you hang them on the line to dry. If I'm putting on a coat, and then the sun is scorchingly hot, I'll take off the coat, and of course, I will hang it on a hanger. That is to suspend. Then we have the other hang. Whenever you commit a capital offense, you are sentenced to hang. A death sentence is passed. So we say that the accused person was sentenced to hang, or the accused person was hanged. Hanged. Then the first hang, which means to suspend, in past tense, it's going to have a U. Hung. I hung the coat on the hanger. I hung the clothes on the line to dry. The same case applies to past participle. But the one for passing a sentence, we're going to have hanged with ed in past tense and as indeed in past participle. I want to believe that one is okay. I move on to lose and loose. Loose with double O and loose with single O. The first one means not tight. For example, if I have a string, and then it is not tight, it is loose. The string will be loose, and therefore that is the application in that word. Then we come to lose with a single O. This is the act of suffering a loss. For example, if I had an item in my pocket, and then it is hanging like then we meet with you, you're supposed to tell me, teacher, you better be careful or else you lose your marker pen. Lose with single O. Very good. I move on now to the next one, which is sight. We have sight with S-I-T-E. We have sight with S-I-G-H-T and sight with C-I-T-E. I give the explanation. The first one means a location, a place. That is the site where we planted the trees. Then I move on to this one, sight with S-I-G-H-T. This one is involved with vision. He lost his sight. What's a sight? I put an exclamation mark because we're using our eyes to see that. What a sight. Then we have sight, which means to refer to or to mention. I give an example. The teacher cited a dictionary as one source of information. The teacher asked us to cite more examples, to mention more examples of homophones. Am I clear up to that point, my learners? Yes, very good. I want to believe that you have understood that. We have there and there. There. Can the class say there? There. And then there. So there is used in possessive form to show some ownership. For example, you can say, their books are smart. Their composition books have already been marked. Their teacher of English is happy today. They are belonging to them. Understood? I move on now to there. This is a demonstrative pronoun for a place. There is my pencil. There is my book. My mother is not there. It is a demonstrative pronoun for a place. There. Good. We move on now to believe and believe. Can the class say believe? Believe. Good. Can the class say believe? Believe. Good. Let me bring out the explanation. The first one is to have confidence in something. I believe in God. I believe in myself. Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. Understood? I come now to the next one, which is believe. With F, believe. Can the class say believe? Believe. Very good. Now believe, this is a norm, a custom. The Chinese have a good belief. Our traditional beliefs do not allow this. The Indians have a bad belief, that is a custom, a way of life. I move on to the next one, hard and hard. Hard, this means difficult. It is not easy, difficult. That is H-A-R-D. Then I come to hard. This is the past tense of hear. To perceive. To hear. To perceive a voice. The past tense is hard. H-E-A-R-D. Did you hear him speak? Of course, I heard him. Did you get that? Of course, I heard him. I move on to fare and fare. The first fare here, this is the money you pay in a matatu to the conductor, in a bus, whenever you are traveling, whenever you are commuting. I believe during school days, when you leave home, and maybe you don't come to school by means of the school bus, you commute by means of matatu, a Nissan, or a bus. So whatever you give to the conductor is what we call fare. F-A-R-E. Then we come to fare with F-A-I-R. That means just. to do right, not to be unfair, not to be unjust, not to hit below the belt. So, for example, if somebody does something wrong to you, you tell them, that is not fair. I'm not happy about what you did. Am I understood up to that point, my learners? Very good. We move on now to the next one, idol and idol. Idol with I-D-O-L. This is an image, a sculpture that people worship. People who don't believe in God, we say they worship idols. They worship idols. Then we have idol, I-D-L-E. This means not busy, not engaged in something. And mostly, people who are idle are people who are very lazy. And I've always said that laziness is the act of resting before you work. We should not be lazy. Very good. Last but not least, the bottom line, we have the word stationary with A and stationary with E. The words are almost the same, but the spelling is different here. You can see we have an A here and we have an E there. The first one means not in movement. It is static. This building is static. When we were visiting our grandmother at the countryside, we encountered an accident. A stationary truck bumped, a car bumped into a stationary truck. Then we have stationary with E. This is a collective word. It's an umbrella word for books, pencils, marker pens, geometrical sets, rulers, etc., etc. I hope I'm clear up to that point. Did you enjoy the lesson? Yes, very good. Now, I want to move very fast, maybe in 2 or 3 minutes before we went up the lesson. Words are sort of hectic to some of our learners, but they are easy for us to understand. Like I said, the word lie, this is to cheat, to deceive, to tell what is not true. So the past tense becomes lie, the past participle becomes lied again. So I want to give a sentence in this case. Stop that. It's a lie. What did you do yesterday? You lied to me. He had lied to me. Past participle lied. And we want to lie being in a horizontal position. They ordered us to lie down. What did you do? We lay. The past participle, we were laid. We were laid. We were laid. Are you getting that? Then we go to lay again here. This is the art of producing eggs. Hens lay eggs. What did the hens do? The hens laid eggs. What had the hens done? The hens had laid some eggs. That is past participle. So we have lay, laid, laid. Then we have lie, to be in a horizontal position, lay, then laid. Let me give an example in this case. The patient was laying in bed for weeks suffering. Are you getting that? Very good. I move on to hang. I said hang. This is to suspend. Hang. Then past tense becomes hang with you. Then we have past participle again, hang with you. Then this one is to pass a sentence, a dead sentence, hang. So we have past tense, hang with ed, then past participle, hang with ed also. So you can get the difference. This one is to suspend, this one is to pass a dead sentence. Then we come to lose. Lose, L-O-S-E, lost, lost. Make sure you don't lose your temper. He lost his temper. He had lost his temper. Make sure you don't lose your money. She lost her money. She had lost her money. Thank you very much. I know you have been very attentive. Now, this is what I want you to do. You're going to copy this table, these notes, and then we have work to do. After copying the table, you are going to construct 2 sentences in each case using the words above. And then after you complete the assignment, you are going to capture a photo and attach to our WhatsApp group. Then I will look at it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.